This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for August 14, 2023, caregiver of returning resident killed in Hanover found dead at home. A case involving Saturday's death of an 80-year-old returning resident seemed to have thickened following the killing of a 73-year-old woman said to be her caregiver. The caregiver, Tika Anderson Nesbeth from Grange District in Green Island, Hanover, was found dead at her home by relatives hours after Patsy Allen, a retired nurse, was found dead at her home in Top Kendall in the said parish. Anderson Nesbeth's 93-year-old husband, with whom she lived, has gone missing. Police said as a routine, Anderson Nesbeth would offer care to the retired nurse and return home by 10:30 a.m. the next day. Between 10:30 a.m. and 8 p.m. on Saturday, the police said Anderson Nesbeth's relatives became concerned after they tried unsuccessfully to call her. As a result, they went to her house and found her body lying face down in her room in a pool of blood. Her husband was not seen and efforts to locate him proved futile. The body was processed and the 2 small wounds were observed over the right eye and the blood coming from the mouth. It was later removed to the morgue pending a post-mortem examination. Police are trying to determine if there is a link between the 2 incidents. Taxi operator robbed of licensed firearm at a funeral in St. Anne. A 71-year-old taxi operator was robbed of his licensed firearm after leaving a funeral Saturday afternoon. The brazen incident occurred in broad daylight on the premises of the Runaway Bay Tabernacle Church along the Runaway Bay Main Road in St. Anne, police reported. Information reaching the news is that around 2:30 p.m., the elderly man had just left a funeral service inside the church and was about to enter his motor car when he was approached by a man. Police said the man pulled a firearm, held up and robbed the operator of his licensed Glock pistol with a magazine containing 12 9mm rounds. The gunman then escaped on foot in the area. A report was subsequently made to the police and an investigation was launched. PICA's St. Anne office relocates. The Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency has relocated its St. Anne office to better serve residents of the parish and its environs. The new location, situated at 8 Park Avenue in St. Anne's Bay, was officially opened last Friday. PICA previously operated from the St. Anne's Bay Post Office. Chief Executive Officer Andrew Winter said the public's need for better facilities has been answered by the agency. PICA is on a journey to becoming one of the best public sector entities, and this is part of that. We want to provide you, the public, and our employees with world-class facilities so that we can give you world-class service, he said. Today, I am particularly proud to stand here in front of this facility and to be here for this opening. This is one of the centers of excellence that we want to use to serve the public, to show that the public sector can provide some of the highest and the best levels of service to you, he said. The newly relocated PICA St. Anne office will serve people from within the parish as well as Trelawney and St. Mary. I have heard that we have customers from as far away as Clarendon and St. Catherine who come here for service, so we now have better facilities so we can better serve St. Anne and its environs, Winter said. Minister of State in the Ministry of Education and Youth and a Member of Parliament for St. Anne Northeastern, Marcia Smith, in her remarks said PICA forms an important part of the island's national security apparatus. The agency is one of the softer approaches to crime fighting because it is all about the prevention of a lot of crimes that take place, she said, noting that PICA prevents the entry of unsavory individuals into the island. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Marisa Dalrymple Philibert, commended the agency on its growth over the years. I want to congratulate Mr. Winter and his staff on the tremendous growth that has taken place at PICA. I also want to thank the officers and the people at PICA for the courtesy with which they have treated the public, she said. You are part of the prosperity and the growth that this government supports and continues to strive for to benefit the people of Jamaica, she said. We will sue, Holness warns developers. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has warned housing developers who fail to deliver on contractual obligations to the National Housing Trust that they will be hauled before the court. Sometimes developers come on board and they say, yes, we can build. They sign onto an agreement and then change their minds afterwards and don't want to fulfill the agreement. We can't have that. So I'm saying it clearly that the NHD will maintain a very strict posture in these agreements, stated Holness. We will carry all our contracts to court to be adjudicated if the contractors do not perform, and that should be absolutely clear. We will protect the interest of the Jamaican people, and we will protect the trust, meaning the funds that the contributors put in the housing trust. So it won't be a situation where contractors can feel that because it's government, they don't have to perform, or they may believe that they know somebody and therefore the NHD won't take them to court. That's not the case, the Prime Minister warned. He was speaking during a groundbreaking ceremony for construction of the 60-house Sheffield Palms development at Retreat in Westmoreland on Friday. His comments came as he explained a drawback in the NHD's guaranteed purchase program, which started in November 2018 and was the route taken for Sheffield Palms. Under the program, the NHD gives a guarantee that once the units are built to the agreed standards, they will be purchased. What this does is take away the market risk. In other words, the risk of building and having no one to purchase, or the risk of building and it takes a long time for the purchase to close. So the developer feels a greater sense of security. I can get this done and the NHD takes the house off very quickly, and then I can move on to another project. I don't have to worry about interest rate cost piling up and maintaining the project for a long time whilst we await the same, explained Holness. He said the 60-unit Sheffield Palms is part of an overall development consisting of 113 houses on 24 acres of land. When it is finished, we expect that the first 30 units will be delivered to new homeowners by March 2024 and the remaining 30 by September 2024. My only comment on this is that I wish it could be faster, stated Holness. He noted that while the cost of each house is yet to be finalized, the overall project cost is $907 million. These houses are targeted for persons working in the tourism sector, civil servants, law enforcement, teachers, and so forth. So once you are within that income bracket, you should be able to easily afford one of these units, stated Holness. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.